Ousman of the Year. Adidas honors Ousmane Dembélé after historic Ballon d'Or win. When Adidas unveiled the bold phrase Ousman of the Year splashed across global billboards, they weren't just celebrating a footballer, they were immortalizing a story of redemption, resilience, and reinvention. Ousmane Dembélé, once labeled a fragile prodigy and nearly man of French football, had risen to the pinnacle of the sport by capturing the 2025 Ballon d'Or, cementing his name among the immortals of the game. But the tribute came with an extra twist, a nod to the Paris Saint-Germain star's Steph Curry-inspired celebration. 4 years, Dembélé had quietly signaled his admiration for NBA icons. Now, with the world's most prestigious football trophy in his hands, he was free to connect his personal passions with his professional triumph. From Rennes to royalty, the long road to greatness. Ousmane Dembélé's story has never been straightforward. Born in Vernon, France, in 1997 to Mauritanian and Senegalese parents, he grew up in Normandy with a ball at his feet. Football wasn't just a sport, it was a way out, a language that transcended barriers. His early days at Rennes showcased a teenager who blended audacity with artistry. Scouts quickly compared him to a young Cristiano Ronaldo for his fearless dribbling and his flair for the unpredictable. A blockbuster move to Borussia Dortmund in 2016 confirmed his potential. Under Thomas Tuchel, he blossomed, terrorizing Bundesliga defenses with his two-footed dribbling and sharp acceleration. Barcelona soon came calling in 2017, paying over €100 million for his signature. But then came the turbulence. Injuries piled up, hamstrings snapped, ankles twisted, and confidence wavered. Critics mocked him as made of glass. Barcelona, mired in financial and institutional crises, couldn't give him stability. For many, Dembélé's career seemed destined to be remembered as what could have been. Yet, football careers are marathons, not sprints. In 2022, PSG, powered by Qatari ambition and determined to assert itself as more than a star graveyard, brought him home to France. At Parc des Princes, he didn't just find a new club, he found a second life. The 2024-25 season, a campaign for the ages. No Ballon d'Or comes without a legendary season, and Dembélé's 2024-25 campaign may go down as one of the greatest in modern football. Domestic dominance, PSG captured Ligue 1 yet again, but unlike previous years, it was Dembélé, not Neymar, not Messi, not Mbappé, who was the driving force. Champions League glory, the Holy Grail finally arrived in Paris. Dembélé's performances in the knockout stages were nothing short of breathtaking. A brace against Real Madrid in the semi-finals and a decisive goal in the final against Manchester City defined his run. Statistics to envy: 38 goals and 27 assists across all competitions, numbers more associated with Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo in their primes. The French press labeled him Le Magicien de Paris. European outlets called him the comeback king. But most importantly, the Ballon d'Or voters agreed Dembélé was the best player in the world. Adidas steps in. Ousman of the Year. Adidas has never been shy about crafting cultural moments. From David Beckham's Predator boots to Lionel Messi's golden ads, the brand knows how to intertwine sport with identity. For Dembélé, their tribute was simple yet powerful. The phrase Ousman of the Year echoed across Paris billboards, New York digital screens, and even giant LED banners in Tokyo. But what grabbed attention most was the celebration motif, hands raised to the sky in the familiar style of Steph Curry's point to the heavens gesture after draining a three-pointer. The campaign was more than marketing. It symbolized Dembélé's ability to break through doubters in the same way Curry shattered the notion of limits in basketball. Both men, often underestimated, reshaped their sports with creativity, work ethic, and confidence. The Stephen Curry connection. So why Stephen Curry? 4 years, Dembélé had spoken of his admiration for NBA culture. In interviews, he confessed to binge-watching Curry highlights, marveling at the way the Golden State Warriors star redefined basketball through range, movement, and joy. Curry makes the impossible look natural, Dembélé once said. That's how I want to play football. The parallels aren't forced. Curry revolutionized basketball by extending its boundaries. Dembélé, when fit, did the same in football. His dribbling wasn't just quick, it was daring, improvisational, and unpredictable. His willingness to try the outrageous reflected Curry's deep threes. And like Curry, Dembélé turned critics into believers by embracing his unique gifts instead of conforming to traditional molds. PSG's reaction, a new face of the project. Inside PSG, the win was seismic. After years of chasing global superstars like Neymar and Messi, the Ballon d'Or finally came through one of their own, a player signed at the right age, developed within their project, and capable of carrying the club's identity. Luis Enrique praised him as the most unselfish superstar I've coached, while club president Nasser Al-Khelaifi called the win a dream realized for Paris. For the PSG Ultras, who often questioned the commitment of foreign megastars, Dembele, a Frenchman who chose to return home, became a symbol of pride. The chants at Parc des Princes told the story. Ousmane, Ousmane, Ballon d'Or, France's legacy of Ballon d'Or winners. Dembele's triumph also carried national weight. France has a proud history of Ballon d'Or winners: Raymond Kopa, Michel Platini, Jean-Pierre Papin, Zinedine Zidane, and most recently Karim Benzema in 2022. By joining this lineage, Dembele became part of French football royalty. His win also marked a generational passing of the torch. Where Mbappé had long been seen as the inevitable French Ballon d'Or heir, it was Dembele who snatched the crown in 2025. The dynamic between the two PSG teammates will be endlessly debated, but history will remember this moment as Dembele's. A global moment. The celebrations transcended sport. Social media lit up with memes, tributes, and cultural crossovers. Curry himself posted a congratulatory video. Ousmane, you did it. Keep pointing to the sky, keep inspiring the next generation. Respect. In Mauritania and Senegal, where Dembele has family roots, fans poured into the streets, waving flags and chanting his name. In France, he was hailed as proof of the multicultural richness of Les Blues. In the US, Adidas merged NBA and football imagery, showing Curry's silhouette and Dembele side by side under the tagline, 2 games, 1 greatness. Redemption and reinvention. Above all, Dembele's Ballon d'Or story is about resilience. Injuries that once defined him now serve as footnotes. Doubts that once shadowed him are drowned out by applause. From the frustrated youngster mocked for gaming too much at Barcelona, to the matured leader in Paris, Dembele's arc embodies what makes football so compelling: the unpredictability of destiny. And with Adidas declaring him Ousman of the Year, the message is clear: this is not just a moment, but the beginning of a legacy. What comes next? At 28, Dembele's prime is just beginning. PSG dreams of back-to-back Champions League titles. France looks ahead to the 2026 World Cup, where he could carry the nation's hopes. And Adidas, already benefiting from his global surge, plans a signature boot line inspired by Curry's influence and Dembele's journey. Whether this Ballon d'Or marks the peak or the first of several, one thing is certain: Ousmane Dembele's story has shifted from fragile talent to footballing icon. When Adidas unveiled Ousman of the Year, it wasn't just clever wordplay. It was a coronation, a recognition that football's biggest individual prize belongs to a player who represents both artistry and perseverance. And as Dembele pointed skyward in his Curry-inspired tribute, he reminded the world of something simple yet profound: greatness is not about avoiding struggles, but about transcending them.